Hey, I just got out of the hospital. Let me tell you how a kidney stone almost took my life. So in order for you to understand exactly what that means, I've got to give you a Cliff Notes version of my life. I was born with a blistering skin disease called epidermolysis bullosa. Now, I have the simplex version. By looking at me, you couldn't even tell, because people, even who have the simplex version, do not look like me. In layman's terms, it's the same thing as being a third-degree burn victim. So a lot of the times you don't make it out of childhood, and I almost didn't. But if you do, you typically never get better. For some reason, I am a medical marvel. I don't know why. I'm currently the second oldest living person with it, to my knowledge, the oldest being Dean Clifford over in the UK. So if you want to know more about the EB, just message me and I'll talk to you. I'm pretty good at educating people on it. But I digress. Because it is hereditary, I developed kidney stones from like 19 to 24. And I had a lot of trouble with it, so much so to where, for a normal person, when you pass a kidney stone, you go through some pain, whatever, you pee it out, and you get all better. Now this is the part where I'm not going to care about censorship because it's medical and people need to know this. When I would pass a kidney stone, it would blister after it came out. That blistering would then turn into scar tissue damage. And eventually, over the course of years, when I was 27 years old, my urethra closed shut entirely. And of course, you don't know that exactly right when it happens. So for the next 3 days, I laid wallowing on the couch, just shaking my legs, having the urge to pee, but every time I would go to pee, there wasn't even a single drop coming out of my body. So as you can imagine, I looked like a body that was floating down the Hudson River. So of course I went to the emergency department, and the urologist there put a suprapubic catheter underneath my belly button that went straight into my bladder, connected to a bag on the side of my hip. I had that bad boy for almost 2.5 years, but after constant infections and me almost passing away because of that reason, there was a wonderful urologist named Dr. James Jensen in Huntington, West Virginia, at the, I believe he used to be at the Cancer Center at Cabell Huntington Hospital. So shout out Dr. Jensen, he saved my life. He went and shadowed 2 other doctors, one from LA and one from New York, for 6 to 8 months, and saw how they did gender reassignments. And then he came back to me and he's like, look dude, I think I figured out a way to fix this. So what they did was, and again, sorry if this is graphic, but fellas, if you know where your taint is, they slit me a hole. They went up through my urethra, drilled a hole through it, pulled it back through my penis, and stuck it down through that hole and put a stent in it so it would stay open. Unconventional methods, I'll give you that. But I have not had a problem since that surgery in February of 2013. Fast forward to a couple of Saturdays ago, and I get a pain in my back. And I don't know what it is at first, but I'm thinking it's the dreaded kidney stone coming back to visit. So I go, and of course they run a CT scan on me, and they're like, guess what? You have a kidney stone. It's 4 millimeters, which is not a huge kidney stone. I've had bigger ones than that before. So they gave me some medicine and sent me home, told me to drink a bunch of water. So I did that. Monday day, I'm in such excruciating pain that I have to go back to the emergency room. So, because I live in Pennsylvania now, I go to UPMC, and I go into surgery to remove this stone, break it up and remove it. So, simple surgery, right? I go in, they put me under anesthesia, they go up in there, they break the stone up. I'm feeling great. But because of my skin disease, I'm a very big advocate for myself. And I will tell you when I don't think I should be going home, and you will listen to me because that's the way it goes. Because, I mean, I don't care how many degrees you got, I know more than you do about this. And because they listened to me, I got to stay 3 days in the hospital. And over that 3 days, I used the bathroom just fine. Everything was great. So now I come home. Friday's cool, Saturday's cool. Sunday, I start to retain fluid again. Monday, it's a little worse, so I go back to the hospital. Basically, they just give me some IV fluids and some antibiotics because they think it's a UTI. Then I talked to the urologist, and he said it wasn't a UTI, but the emergency department thought it was a UTI. So really at this point, they had no idea what was bothering me. Now, I did have some bladder spasms from the stent that they left in, where they went up into my urethra, and they put that stent in there to make sure that it didn't close shut because of the scar tissue. But that wasn't this, and that shouldn't have kept me from retaining fluid. So while I'm waiting to go back for a CAT scan, I suddenly get the urge to go to the bathroom. So I get up and I'm running down the hallway, and I pee all over myself. But I was never more thankful, because I thought I was getting ready to repeat 2010 all over again. So this morning I had the stent removed, and thankfully I think I'm done with the hospital visits for now, because that's crazy how a kidney stone can almost kill me, dude. But that's the things you don't think about when you don't have a blistering skin disease. So, hey, also, side note, if there are any nurses or doctors or people that can get me in touch with anybody in a research department, please use me as a guinea pig and study me, because none of the dermatologists or anybody that I've seen have ever seen anybody with EB that looks as good as I do. I don't have blisters on my hands or feet anymore, and I didn't walk until I was 14. So, you know what I mean? There's something going on. I get it, Simplex gets a little easier. I have no blisters on any part of my skin, period. So, if you're at University of Pennsylvania or Penn State or Ohio State or anywhere in between, please get a hold of me. I think if you figure out why I turned out as well as I did, that maybe I may be able to save some parents from losing their children. Please. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.